We're watching Sai'vion Jones, the Broncos' late round 3 draft pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, playing defensive end right here on the outside. And look, Alabama out of the gun formation. They've got a wing right here. He's usually just going to be a motion guy, a lead blocker. If it goes to the outside, he'll be a lead blocker here. But what we're going to see Sai'vion do here, and this is why I like him. He's just a disciplined guy off the edge. He does his job consistently well. His job right here is to attack the base. You have a guy who could be a force player here, especially if there's a run that ends up going to the outside. You got this guy who's going to play contain. Corner's going to have outside responsibility as well. But ideally, you want him to attack the base right here. And because this is a run inside, he's going to attack. He's going to squeeze it down the line of scrimmage. He's actually going to make this play. Good engagement right here. He's locked in right here, and he's stepping down inside this gap. Ideally, you know, this tight end, maybe he's going to try to block and then reach up to get here, but Sai'vion's patient, scrapes down the line of scrimmage. Running back runs right into him. He's going to get maybe 1 yard total on this play. That's a good job by Jones. Now, let's watch it here from this angle. As you can see, he's lined up in a 6-eye inside shade of the tight end right here, and he's going to scrape. Good job. Now, look, his outside hand right here, even though it's engaged here, he's got the ability to extend it out and keep it free while squeezing it down the line of scrimmage while you have a force player right here. So that means, hey, this guy's accounting for Milroe on a keeper. He's playing the dive. That's exactly what happens. Makes the play right here. He'll rotate in behind John Franklin Myers and Zach Allen this season. Sai'vion's got a very high motor that I think is going to fit well here with the Broncos defense that had 63 sacks last season. But for Jones, here's an interesting note for him. 43 pressures last year. That's ridiculous. That's more than he had in his first 3 seasons combined at LSU. Now on this play, he's rushing as a defensive end outside the offensive tackle. Does a great job. The initial engagement. Now, because you have a rush on the inside, my only critique on this play would be to stay a little more vertical and be able to bow it out at a 45-degree angle, because Milroe, he's an athletic quarterback. Now, because of that, he kind of crashes inside right here to try to get to this hip, but because of Milroe's athleticism, he's able to bounce and bend it around here to keep this play alive on a scramble drill. He could have made a play right here, but you love the high motor. You know, just got to keep that edge contained a little better there against athletic quarterbacks. That comes back to get him on this play. But just watch his get off here. Okay, he's playing wide outside the offensive tackle. Nice little shoulder dip right there. And now he's there. Now, if he stays right here, this guy might force Milroe directly into Jones for Jones to wrap up, clean up, make that play right here. You know, he just gets too far inside against an athletic quarterback in Alabama. They take advantage of that, and they extend the drive. Another great example right here by Jones, squeezing down the line of scrimmage, right? You have a contained player right here who's playing that nickel or that safety. It allows you to play your base right here against the tight end and squeeze the run down the line of scrimmage. Does a great job. Hands are engaged. He's not caught by the tight end. So now he's just trying to use his feet and his leverage to squeeze it down. We always say squeeze tight down the line of scrimmage because you never want to get pushed backwards. You get pushed backwards, that leads to big plays on the inside. You anchor and you squeeze down the line of scrimmage, you're going to track a play. It may get 1 yard here, but you're getting the stop. You're doing your job, and that's exactly what Jones does right here, right? Lined up inside shade of the tight end. We call this a 6-eye. You can even argue he's head up here, so maybe a 6 tech. But watch this right here, okay? Does a great job engaging because ideally, this tight end, if he wanted to, could have attempted to try to seal him and open up this hole right here, which would allow this offensive lineman to get to the safety. And then maybe there's the cutback in a big play. Instead, Sai'vion shoots inside, squeezes it down the line of scrimmage, and then is patient, and then the running back runs right into him. He makes the tackle. That's a good play there. That's what you want on your defensive line. Jones is playing defensive end to the field side right here. Field is always the wide side. The boundary is always the short side of the field. So boundary up at the top of your screen, field side down here to the bottom of your screen. Now, this is just going to be a quick screen here by Alabama, but I want you to watch Sai'vion and his motor. Watch how he plants his foot in the turf, change a direction, like being able to move like that at his size, that's a benefit here. You'll see exactly what I mean. Okay, there's the rush. He gets upfield. Now he sees the ball thrown. Now watch him plant his foot. Boom! 1 plant foot. Now he's driving there. He doesn't make a play on this play, but he's showcasing that he can put his foot in the dirt, change directions very quickly here if needed. Alabama had their way with LSU in this game all night long, but Sai'vion Jones was one player defensively that stood out here, and you're going to see he almost has Jalen Milroe right here on a quarterback design. He does a great job squeezing it down tight down the line of scrimmage, right? Because you get a center guard pull right here, and now you get the tackle who's just going to scrape down backside. So Sai'vion right here, his job is to squeeze it down the line of scrimmage tight. You don't want to get too far back in case there's a cutback, right? He plays this perfectly. Now, Milroe's right there, and Milroe's obviously going to spin out this way. You just want to be able to wrap up right here and try to just secure. It's tough. Milroe's a tough guy to bring down, spins out of it. He gets his ankle stepped on, has hobbled a little bit, but he continues to finish this game. He continues to play it out. He's a tough player. Now, this is a better angle here, right? Obviously, you get that pull right here, and then you get the tackle leading backside just to be able to climb. Now, Milroe, I mean, Jones plays this perfectly right here. It's just about being able to finish, right? From a technical standpoint, he squeezes it down the line of scrimmage the way that he's coached to. You have to be tight there. If you get too far upfield, he'll cut back inside. It's an easier path to get a touchdown. So he's squeezing it down, and now it's just, hey, he's got one arm wrapped around. Try to bring your body to the outside part of this hip, right, instead of the inside. Milroe spins. Fantastic athlete, by the way. And he's just going to make this play. And look, he just gets stepped on right here and on his ankle. He looked a little worrisome right there when you watch it, but he continues to finish the game. It ends up being an incomplete pass by Milroe. This might be one of the most impressive plays here from Jones against Alabama, right? Goal line. This is it. Touchdown right here. You got to stop them. You're on the 1 yard line, 2 yard line right here. Now, if you look at Alabama, they got these two wings, right? They're going to just lead. This guy's going to lead out here, and this guy's going to follow inside where the running back is just trying to read and get skinny so he can try to get in the end zone. Sai'vion right here is going to push this tight end back, and it's going to create some congestion for the lead blocker. Now watch right there. Good job. Ideal, if you're the tight end, you want to try to seal inside. That way you have a lead kick out right here, and you got this guy leading backside to get up to this safety right here, and then the running back's got an easy touchdown. Instead, Sai'vion pushes the tight end back. It leads to some congestion inside right here. And now he's just able to anchor down right here, and LSU's defensive line collapses, which makes it hard for number 22 to get anywhere. He's going to get down, knees down here. Fantastic play. Now you're going to see it here, right? He's lined up inside shade, a 6-eye of the tight end right here. Does a great job attacking using his arms. Now, obviously, you got to worry about the kick out here, and then you got a lead guy coming up to try to create this opening here for the running back to get inside. Now, Jones is anchoring. He's fighting. He's not giving up ground right here. And now, because of that, he's able to help push the pile here against the run, creating congestion, creating traffic inside the trenches. That's a good sign. He's going to fit well here with the Broncos defense. 4th down situation here for Alabama on offense. Sai'vion Jones is going to do a great job attacking upfield, squeezing it down the line of scrimmage and pinching to where he's going to make this play here and get the stop on 4th down. Let's keep a look right here. Once again, he's playing outside shoulder of the offensive tackle. Now look at that. He's just fighting. He's got one hand. His outside hand's free. He's going to find a way to climb and squeeze it down right here to wrap up the running back who's trying to cut it back inside. Good job initially by LSU's D lineman to trip up this running back a little bit, slow him down, and allow Sai'vion Jones to come in and clean up. 4th down stop by the LSU Tigers. They couldn't stop Alabama much this game, but they got a couple of licks in there, and Sai'vion Jones is one of the standouts that was able to do it. Good job there, attacking that outside shoulder. Now he's got it free, and he's coming down tight the line of scrimmage. Squeezes, wraps up, makes the play right here. 4th down stop. Like I said, I like his fit here in Denver's defense. Jones does a great job right here initially at the point of attack of being able to be in an alley to bring down the ball carrier, but he kind of leaves his feet. This kind of looks like an arm tackle right here. This is me just being, look at that, just nice inside move. He's there. Now shoot the gap right there. Instead, he shoots the inside hip and tries to just bring him down, and obviously this running back stays upright. And look how far his feet are from his hands. So, that weight balance, that transfer there from the running back, the power that he's got there. This leads to an arm tackle. It's a missed tackle. Try to just drive through that hip there. He does such a fantastic job here initially, just beating the inside. Whoop, nice little stunt inside, and he's right there, right? If he shoots this hip instead of this hip, he's going to make a play right here, big-time tackle for a loss behind the line of scrimmage. So this is stuff that he'll continue to work on, get better. There's a lot to like about his tape so far. They run the same stunt on the very next play, and he's going to make up for that missed tackle on that previous play. Now, obviously, defensive tackle right here is going to shoot outside. He's going to shoot inside, and he's going to make this play on the running back. Nice little step. He's inside, and now he squeezes it down. He's got help on the outside. Good job by LSU's defense right there, but now he's going to squeeze it down and make the tackle here. Gain of maybe 1-2 yards here on the play. You live with that because then it's 2nd and 8, and then maybe you pin your ears back a little bit. So here he is right here. Let's watch it again. Great job by this guy being able to create the space for him to get inside. See, they double team right here. He's just going to step inside because this guard right here is working up here to the safety. And now Jones comes through free. Great job right here from this D lineman winning his matchup. Great job from this outside guy winning his matchup. And you create this triangle here defensively to contain the rusher. Does a great job right there. Brings his feet, leverage, secures the hip, tackle, minimal gain. Heck of a play right here by LSU's defense. Jones is going to get the sack here on Jalen Milroe, but what's going to happen is everyone is manned up right here, press coverage at the top of your screen, and you're going to get a double linebacker blitz. Now, what's going to happen here, okay, the defensive line, they're all going to crash inside right here just so that the linebackers, when they're blitzing, they can bow it out as well. That way you're not just sending all this pressure up the middle, which allows a mobile quarterback to get outside, and especially in a man-covered situation where everyone is locked up and these guys might be running routes to run off. Well, that means that, hey, that could have been a big gain here for Milroe if there was not pressure on the outside. Now watch right here. Sai'vion's going to attack inside, does a great job. Linebackers coming out right here. Linebackers coming out right here. And now you're sending all this interior pressure so where he can't step up and run it as well. So now you're really bowling the pocket around Jalen Milroe. He looks and thinks, hey, I might be able to step outside, but he sees the linebacker coming, linebacker right here. Sai'vion Jones is going to come up here and make the play. You're going to get a group sack defensively by LSU's defense against Milroe. Obviously, Sai'vion Jones, once again, right here. Let's watch him where he's going to attack. He's just shooting inside shade, attacking from outside in here against the offensive tackle into the back pocket of the guard, and there's just a lot of pressure. Now, he recenters and rebalances right here. Good track, and now he's just going to clean up the LSU defense. That's a fantastic play by them against Milroe. Another great example of him squeezing down the line of scrimmage right here. Look, you've got, tight end, offset wing right here. You got twins to the defensive right side, offensive left, gun right from the defensive perspective. If you're looking at it from the offensive perspective, it would be gun left. We called this tray, though. So what's going to happen is this Sai'vion Jones right here, playing outside shoulder of the offensive tackle, and now he's squeezing it down the line of scrimmage there. Look, and obviously if this bounces outside, he's going to step at a 45-degree angle, and he's going to have an opportunity to make a tackle for a loss here. Instead, he scrapes it down. He's patient. He gets the TFL, maybe 1 yard gain, but I would say he barely gets back to the line of scrimmage. Watch him right here. Here's our man. Just does a great job. See how he's got his hand extended out here? When we talk about this in terms of when I was coaching defense, I know it's different. They use different terminology. But one thing we always want to do is when you're trying to play contain, you don't want to just crash inside because then there's the cutback. Or if there's the quarterback, it looks very much like Sai'vion right here is reading whether or not Milroe is going to pull this. Now, he hands off the dive. Sai'vion is going to crash it down and make the play here. But if Milroe pulls it, because he's playing a neutral base and not crash down so far, he might be able to step and at least challenge if Milroe keeps it to the outside. This is just the read option here. Milroe is reading right here. He says, hey, this guy's extended. That means I can't pull it and get outside because this guy's going to track. They're going to have defensive help here. So he plays this neutral, which allows him to play the dive. It allows him to play the outside run here by Milroe if that's the case. So just a fantastic job right there. And he just comes in and cleans it up. Like I said, I think this is going to be a good fit for Denver's defense, the way they play stylistically. And once again, like we saw earlier, an arm tackle leads to a, extended play. Does a great job on his stunt inside, and now it's just about being able to shoot the hip. Now, look, he's extended. This running back's got a step to be able to get outside here, and he's got to try to reach with his arm to be able to try to make this play. He brings his arms around to try to wrap up, but obviously, hey, number 26 for Alabama keeps his feet churning, tough back to bring down, and it leads to an arm tackle attempt. You love the effort there. He expresses his frustration on the field, obviously, as you see, but it's going to be a positive gain here for Alabama offensively. But I just want you to watch Sai'vion here. This is the high motor. This is stuff you can work with. Now, in Denver's defense, more than likely, we may see him out here from time to time, but primarily you're going to have Jonathan Cooper, Nick Bonito playing outside, right? Ideally, you want to be able to play a 5-tech sometimes, which would be head up on the offensive tackle right here. That's exactly what I think we're going to see him play sometimes. He'll play a 5-tech. He'll play a 3 technique here in Denver's defense. So he's going to be more so attacking right here, tackle to guard. Maybe he could play a 2-eye as well, which would be inside shade here of the offensive guard. But he's going to primarily be an A and B gap player, and you're going to have help on the outside, the E alley from your outside linebacker, your nickel defender, depending on the personnel that Denver's in. But I imagine Sai'vion Jones here, I'm sorry to be long-winded, I think he's going to rotate in behind Zach Allen, John Franklin Myers, maybe compete with Jordan Jackson, but I think Jordan Jackson, Sai'vion Jones will be the 2 depth options behind JFM and Zach Allen. Denver likes what they've got out of him. There's a lot of tools and traits that they can continue to work on and develop with him. Now, just right here, it's just, hey, try to plant that foot and try to just run into the man. It's tough. It's tough. It's easier to say when you're watching on film. It's tougher to do when you're playing a back like Bama's got right there.